they're entrenched in the government, if it's there to undermine President Trump. Here you go.
Does the White House believe there's such a thing as the deep state that's actively working to undermine the president?
Well, I think that there's no question when you have 8 years of one party in office that there are people who stay in government, or affiliated with, joined and continue to espouse the agenda of the previous administration. So I don't think it should come as any surprise that there are people that burrowed into government during 8 years of the last administration and, may have believed in that agenda and want to continue to seek it. I don't think that should come as a surprise to anyone.
Will the director of the CIA or the DNI have a presidential mandate to seek these people out and fire them or purge them from the government?
I don't think the CIA does not. That's not part of the CIA's mandate under any circumstances.
Quickly, Bob, he's correct on that, right? Not at all part of a CIA mandate.
No, and the deep state is an alt-right term which is misapplied. I've been in liaison with deep states from Syria to Turkey and the rest of it. They mean something very specific. It's a security apparatus that actually runs the state, and the democracy is just a fig leaf. So they don't know what they're talking about. And it's not the deep state. It's people in the government who are unhappy about this regime and are leaking. It happens a lot. It's particularly bad now. But it's sort of like Watergate, when you had an FBI agent leaking stuff to the Washington Post. It's the same thing, no different.
But for Spicer to be using that language, Brooke, I mean, burrowing into the government over the last however many years, I thought was really telling that that has become the language of this administration that is being adopted by the press secretary and is something that we should pay attention to.
There was a whole article this morning in the Washington Post about the political lexicon that President Trump is using, and I think you could file this as an example under that. Dylan, I mean, Bob says it's an alt-right thing. It's a right-wing idea, is it not? Deep state?
Yeah, well, it's a right-wing idea. Interestingly enough, it used to be actually a sort of left-wing idea or a left-wing suspicion. But it shows you, one thing that the Trump administration shares, whether it's alt-right or far left, is sort of this conspiratorial mind about what's going on. What's so surprising about this continued use and endorsement of the term deep state, these people are in power now. They should know how the government functions. They should know how it works. And to continue sort of bandying about conspiracy theories like the deep state and even defending them in the briefing room is it'd be humorous if it weren't so alarming.